Is Mitt fit to win? I'm Steve Green, and this is one part of a special two-part trifecta. Today, we're looking at what Mitt Romney is doing right in his campaign, and on another segment this week, Bill Whittle will host a look at what Barack Obama is doing wrong. So I get the sunshine and smiles, and Bill gets the, well, he gets the other sunshine and smiles. So let's bring on Bill and Scott Ott and get to it. You know, Scott, with his dismal record, Obama has always been beatable, but there's been, well, some doubt, and I think I'm being generous, over whether Romney was up to the job. But in this last week, I think things have really been looking up, and I say it's because Mitt is running a sharp campaign. Now, I want you to watch a clip of Romney talking about what used to be Obama's pride and joy, Solyndra.
The president took $500 million of taxpayer money and devoted it to an enterprise that was owned in large measure by his campaign contributors. This is serious conflict of interest. This ought to be a big story. And I think there are a number of people among the president's team that don't want that story to get out. We want to make sure it did.
Now, Scott, this is after Romney went to Solyndra headquarters to film a campaign ad. Is this kind of thing going to leave a mark?
Well, this is terrific. I mean, that's about a 9.5 out of a 10. The only tweak I would give to it is say, hey, Mitt, don't even bother talking to the media. I mean, they're out there in front of you. Ignore them. Talk to the American people and tell them the story. And it doesn't matter whether they think the media thinks it's a story or not. But this is a very strong performance with Mitt Romney. But frankly, I'm a little surprised at how surprised people are. I mean, what political candidate have you seen in recent years who's more disciplined than Mitt Romney is? What political candidate have you seen in recent years who has the kind of business experience where his job was actually to go into a failing enterprise, figure out what was wrong with it, and turn it around? Well, when he was a little weak in the spring and just learning how to do this whole thing with the debate process, he figured out what the weaknesses were, and he's turning it around. I'm not surprised, but I am delighted.
Yeah, I'm delighted too. Wow, he's going into D.C. That's going to be the biggest turnaround in world history. Bill, I'm sure you're going to talk about Obama spinmeister David Axelrod on your segment, but I want you to see what happened when he went to Romney's home turf in Boston in what was supposed to be a surprise appearance. Now, somebody leaked apparently, and he was met by a big Romney crowd. Watch this.
You can't handle the truth, my friends. That's the problem. You can handle the truth, you quiet down.
Just lame. Worst Jack Nicholson ever wrote. So Axelrod coming unglued on national TV thanks to smart campaigning. Bill, did you expect these sharp elbows from the guy who couldn't beat John McCain in 2008?
Oh, golly. No. First of all, yeah. Axelrod looks like a Muppet whose stuffing is coming out of it. Listen, there's kind of a bigger issue here, and I think it deserves having a very quick and serious discussion. The question becomes, if Barack Obama and the left uses these kind of tactics to hassle our guys and to harass them and to throw them off their game, should we stoop to those tactics and do the same to them? And my answer is reluctantly, yes, we should. I keep coming back to the same example. Back in Guadalcanal, at the beginning of the Pacific War, the Marines treated the Japanese well. I asked them to surrender. They waved a white flag. The Japanese waved a white flag. The Marines went out to get them off the island to stop them from starving. Then the Japanese slaughtered the Marines that came out to rescue them. And from that point forward, okay, no quarter. These people fight dirty. And when they fight dirty, they win. And they win all the time. I think any sensible person, certainly any soldier, will tell you that decent people fight a fair fight, but the second they realize their opponents are not decent people, you have to fight the fight to win. So as long as we're not actually lying, I have no problem with this kind of thing. I think good on them. I think it's important to get them off their balance.
Yeah, that point was made in an essay. I can't remember who wrote this, about 10 years ago in the early days of the terror war, called the Jacksonian Tradition. Look that up. It's still on the web. Scott, I want to talk about rapid response because with this 24/7 news cycle, it's really become a key part of effective campaigning. Now, a few days ago, Obama released this just creepy promo starring fashionista Anna Wintour, and then Romney, well, he had a little something of his own.
Hi, I'm Anna Wintour, and I'm so lucky in my work that I'm able to meet some of the most incredible women in the world. Women like Sarah Jessica Parker and Michelle Obama. These two wonderful women and I are hosting a dinner along with the president in New York City to benefit the Obama campaign on June the 14th. It'll be a fantastic evening and you can join us.
Sorry. Scott, you've run two campaigns. One you lost, one you won. Does this look like a winner or a loser to you?
Well, I couldn't get over the fact that I've never seen that woman before in my life, but when I first saw her, I thought it was Martin Short in a My Little Pony wig. I mean, I didn't. I don't know who this person is. She's supposed to be famous. No, yes, we shouldn't slam the Little Pony people, and no offense to them. But yeah, I think that Mitt Romney is now projecting a kind of calm confidence that says, look, I can respect the office of the presidency, but when his campaign team, ostensibly with his approval, does something ridiculous like this, well, I think it needs to be held up to ridicule in a gracious and respectful manner.
Yeah, we've got some grace and respect for you, baby, right here. You know, Bill, I've watched you ride this emotional roller coaster during the primary season and going back to last fall, but you know what, these days, you're feeling maybe confident is too strong, or maybe it's not, but that bleak despair is gone. What was the moment when pessimism for you turned into optimism?
Well, I just want to go on record as saying right after this guy was elected, I said I don't think he's going to be reelected because he's going to have to run on his record and no one can bury what he does as president. But there's no question we had some dark ages and it's not over yet. Needless to say, that all needs to be said. But I think Romney's going to win this thing big. Obama should be up much more than he is in the polls. The polls that have him close, as Ed Morrissey says over at Hot Air, are really grossly undersampling the Republican turnout that occurred in 2010. Most of the conservatives I know can tell you exactly how many days, minutes, and hours it takes till the polls open. But the one thing that really got me excited was when I heard just a couple weeks ago that 625,000 Republicans went out to vote in the essentially meaningless Republican primary for the Wisconsin recall, which is happening as we tape this. That kind of pent-up strength of the conservative base means these guys are going to lose. We outnumber them 2-1. If our base comes out, we win every time. If I was Barack Obama, I'd be terrified right now. And that's good. The scareder he gets, the more mistakes he's going to make.
It's true. It's true. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. You know, folks, I don't know who's going to win this thing, but right now the Romney campaign is fighting aggressively. It's punching back twice as hard. It's turning Obama events into Romney events. It's apologizing for nothing. But most importantly, it's getting under Team Obama's skin, making them mad, and making them make bad decisions. Does that remind you of anybody? Yeah, it reminds me of the late, great Andrew Breitbart. Mitt Romney is following Breitbart's playbook almost to the letter, and it seems to be working. Romney 2012 is Andrew Breitbart's posthumous election campaign. And you know what? If Romney does manage to pull this thing over in November, that will be Breitbart's last laugh. He's earned it. For PJTV, I'm Steve Green.